So, Bebe, I have a joke for everybody.
Yeah. What is it?
You thinking you can make the garage look good for him?
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that. I knew it.
How'd you know?
I was literally thinking it the whole time. I'm like, she's really about to come out here and put me on blast as I'm cleaning the garage. I knew it. That Nicole's doing an oil change on the 240 because we have a drift event this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I'm not telling her anything.
Oh, you don't need to tell me anything.
Okay, well you heard it yourself. We're about to see.
Yeah.
You see that she's gonna make it look simple or she's gonna suck at it. So you tell me.
I think I got it, guys. I'm not stressing about it
the
now.
240 is not something to stress about, but it is a girl doing an oil change, so.
Insulted. Don't even listen to him, guys, because I'm gonna knock this oil change out like I've been doing it my whole life.
Alright. Now, knowing that, she's never seen me do an oil change on the 240. Not
Yeah,
that
but you said it was pretty straightforward.
It is pretty straightforward, but just so they know, you haven't had any, you know.
Prior experience to it. So I've changed oil on my own car, and Ryan had me. Didn't I do it on another car?
Yeah, maybe like a Honda or something, maybe.
So I understand the gist of changing oil, and if it's a pretty straightforward process, I'm assuming it's the same as the other one. So I'm really not worried about it, Bebe.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to say it.
Let's find out, guys.
All
Okay,
right.
guys, so I am going to teach you how to do an oil change.
You hear that? I'm not sure if I heard that all the way. All right, Nicole.
Okay, so first things first, right? Be ready. Preparation is key. Have everything organized and ready to go. And you come here, right? And then you start looking. Okay, where's my oil pan? This square thingy right here is your oil pan. Usually it's the flat rectangle or square thing underneath your car.
That's a good way to explain it.
And then second thing you need to know is your filter. You can see it, but whatever. This is an oil filter right here. So you gotta change, you gotta change the oil filter, and you also have to drain out your oil pan. So that's first steps. The bed told me it's a 14, so we got the 14 here.
Well, you probably want to loosen it with that.
With what? This first?
Yes. That's just...
Okay. All right.
Now remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
I'm trying lefty loosey, so I gotta go this way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
See that? She broke it loose. All right. Now, since the oil's kind of hot,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make. You can take that off now.
Okay. Take it off.
I told Nicole the oil's kind of hot. I was running the car, so I'm gonna let her use my good old Milwaukee to let oil get all over that instead of letting oil get all over her hands, so she don't burn herself.
Yeah. There we go. So when it starts coming out, though, what do I do?
So you gotta make sure the pan's there now, because what you're gonna do is just loosen it until the bolt comes out.
If hot oil gets on me, baby, we're fighting.
Okay, we're fighting. You hear that? But it shouldn't.
Ryan, if I get burnt for a second time today.
So close. Huh? You see that? See what I was talking about? The oil.
Oh.
That's all right. There's a filter. We'll be able to get it later.
Okay. Sorry, baby.
So how'd you think about that one?
It wasn't bad, okay?
Are your hands clean?
Yeah, except now it's dripping. But hot oil, thingamabobber. Not hot, you can do a hand, but you know. It's easier with the thingamabobber.
All right.
All right, now.
We'll let that drain, And then what are you gonna do?
You gotta take off the filter.
Okay.
And then we gotta switch it out.
My car runs about 10 to 12 quarts just because everything's custom. I got a whole bunch of oil cooler lines, all this extra stuff, and then the oil pan itself is oversized. A couple buddies have pretty much a similar setup, but I don't know. My car uses about 10 to 12 quarts in oil before it goes through the lines and stuff like that. So I don't know what the difference is, but at least there's oil in the car, right?
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for this, I guess we can have Bebe walk you through what he did today. So this is prep day. We've got event tomorrow, and then we'll be there all weekend. So Ryan's been prepping the last 4 days.
Yeah, I'd say so, little bit by little bit.
Yeah, we had to wait a little bit because Ryan was getting some custom pieces done and stuff. So you've been working on it for like a week, but...
Right.
So anyways, prep day has been mainly the last 4 days, and Ryan's been doing some things around the car. So while we're waiting for the oil, do you want to go ahead and walk him through what you've been doing?
Yeah.
Okay, let's show him.
Okay, so we'll start right here, right underneath this header. Now there's a starter right there. It's really close to the header, as you can see. There's like a hair could probably fit through there. So that's how all that heat from the header is going to the starter. Now after a while, that starter is gonna get wore out just because of heat and not want to work as well when the car recently it's been getting hot. When you drive it, the starter will get hot. So when you get to start it back up after you go in the store, don't want to start back up. Well, what if that happens at the event? I can't, turn my car off the whole event. That's no fun. So I went out and warranted the starter because it was a lifetime warranty. So whatever, I will make a heat shield soon enough. But honestly, I don't even know how I'm gonna make a heat shield with it being that close to the header. But we'll worry about that later.
So that was the first thing Ryan did.
Now, I have been blowing a lot of axles lately. Now, I upgraded to 350Z axles so I wouldn't blow them. Still not working. So anyways, I think I figured out a good concept on what was happening. I wasn't really snapping the axle. I was like blowing the back end of the axle out. This is the back end of the axle. It's out of the... And this is what's popping off. This whole back cap blows right out, pops off, and that's how I blow my axles. So, I had a buddy, Kiana, shout out to him, fab me up some, axle spacers, to help. Really, the spacers were just to help keep the axles more compressed too, because once the car is lower, it kind of pushes out a little bit. So it'll keep all the axle stuff in place. Less likely to, come out the sockets and stuff since my car is so low. But then the spacer we made also put a cap on that back piece. So that back piece is not going to be able to back out on its own no more. It's stopping it from coming out. So it's pretty much welded shut, but it's not. It's just a cap to protect it from coming off. So that's what we did. We did put one on here and one on here and put some new used axles in, and we should be ready to rip this weekend. I hope nothing goes, I don't think anything's gonna blow this weekend. Did pretty much this week, just a tune up, spark plugs and stuff like that.
And then little stuff too. Ryan has like underglow lights, he fixed that.
I put some rear ones in. I never had rear ones, so I put some rear ones in.
Oh, sweet.
One right here and one right here.
And then the car gets really hot when we're in it too, so then Ryan put in a fan for me.
Yeah, put in a fan, like you can...
We'll show you guys maybe, if not tonight, definitely tomorrow I'll show you my fan for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool setup.
It's definitely gonna feel a lot better there, so. That's what Ryan did today. Everything's looking really good and ready to go. This back over for me.
Okay, now, what you do, I'll just hand tighten this and just use a wrench. Really, this was just so you wouldn't burn yourself.
Oh. Do you have to switch this in here?
Yes, but always want to hand thread it in first, to make sure you don't cross thread it. Right?
That's right. If that's what my baby said, then it's right.
Okay, I'll move this out the way so she can just give it a little snug. Nothing too crazy, but just...
Is it tight?
Other way, I think it's looser in it.
Well, there you go.
Alright, that should be good, Bebe. Perfect.
Oy.
Oh. You alright?
Damn it. I try not to get dirty, but I definitely getting dirty. Okay, so we got that done, we got that done. Now we gotta do the oil filter.
Oil filter.
I can just kind of take it off now, right? No,
Yeah.
it's still kind of tight. I did.
Sometimes you can.
Oh wait, I got it.
Sometimes you can loosen it, but hold on though. Oil might come out, so.
Is it gonna be hot?
No. Sometimes you can loosen the oil filter by hand. Sometimes you can't. Just depends on who puts it on and how tight they put it on.
Oh.
Okay, it's leaking. You don't gotta touch it. I'll touch it. I guess I not make her hands oily. But it was
I can do these things, but I have my limits, okay?
pretty close. Worst case scenario, if she was left at home by and had to do an oil change, she would have to get dirty.
Oh yeah, but the moral of the story is I can totally do it by myself. The new one's here. Oh. So the bed bought a new one.
Okay, so sometimes people put a little bit of oil in there and they like wipe it on this rubber piece. I guess we will. You don't always have to, but I don't know.
You say you take some from here and do it.
Yeah. You might spill a little bit, but
You want me to pour?
yeah, just pour a little bit in there.
Well, tell me when.
Okay, perfect. Really just enough to get in there and then we can.
But do you guys see the difference? Look at that fresh oil as opposed to what was coming out.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan will put that on for me so I don't get too dirty. Alright guys, so hopefully you can hear me. Ryan and I just got done putting in the oil. So we're going to let it run for a little bit and then you check it. We're going to make sure the oil level or whatever is good. We're going to do that. And then after that we have to go, once the oil's good, we have to go to the car wash.
Yep.
And then we should be good to load it up. What?
Chop, 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 chop. What's that? What causes that to happen?
The cam?
Damn, she's good, ain't she? Yeah. She's good, isn't she?
Oh, I got a good teacher, so. But yeah, I don't know if you guys heard me, but I'll tell you guys again. We just got done putting the oil in. Ryan was letting the car run for a second. We're gonna check it out. And then after that, we're gonna take it to the car wash, get it all cleaned up.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.